Virtual instruction has brought many new challenges to educators, and one of those challenges has been ensuring that students are engaged and learning during synchronous instruction. It is important to make sure you communicate your expectations for participation, learning, and behavior clearly to students and families, and that you review these expectations frequently. Teachers should have their expectations for learning and behavior posted in their classrooms and should refer to them often. It is never too late to explain expectations to your students, even if you did not do so at the beginning of the school year. What are your expectations for students? How will you teach them? Setting your expectations is important, but communicating them effectively is crucial. If your expectation is be on time for class, discuss with students everything that goes into being on time for class. If your expectation is no eating during class, discuss this with your students and then remind them to eat before class begins. Expectations must be modeled and taught to students often. For example, you expect your students to attend class with their camera on. Explain to your students everything you expect, such as your camera is on. Only your face and shoulders are in the camera. Your camera should not face the ceiling fan or the window. Camera on means the student's face and shoulders are seen from the teacher's view. If your expectation is to not eat during class, give student the following example. In a traditional class, you would eat breakfast before class begins, so make sure you do the same for virtual learning. It's not appropriate to make waffles during class. If the expectation is students should be on time to virtual classrooms ready to learn, discuss what your students need to do before class begins and what it looks like to be ready to learn. As an incentive to being on time, reward students who are exactly on time. We will provide ideas and suggestions on the last slide. Also, students, that being ready to learn means they are dressed with clothing that you would typically wear to school, not to sleep in. Choose your expectations and plan how to teach them. To teach your students, you should discuss the expectations, model what it looks like, tell them what it is not, have your students demonstrate what it looks like, and reinforce them for doing so. Ideas to consider: the morning routine, waking up on time, getting dressed with appropriate clothing, eat breakfast before class begins, restroom break before class starts, quiet place to work, having all the school supplies ready and nearby, what to do if someone posted inappropriate content, what to do when there are class disruptions, how to get the teacher's attention, what does participation look like, what to do if you need a break, the code of conduct, and minimizing distractions, and maybe some other netiquette kind of behavior. As often as you can incorporate into your learning or in the class, let your students know what they are doing right. Choose the links to discover incentive ideas for students. Observing your students and giving them feedback on what they are doing well is the cheapest and easiest thing a teacher can do to get the desired behavior they want from their students.